Wow. Guys, you're too kind. You're too kind. You're too kind. Hey, how are you guys tonight? Is everybody good? It's so funny. It's so funny. This light is like, listen, I'm not in an a cappella group, so I don't stand on stage too often. But this lighting is really different. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I was like, where's my audience? I see some friends over here, some friends over yonder. But as soon as the lights went out, it was just like, oh my God, I feel like I'm alone up here. Crazy. Feeling alone. Yes, hi. Hey, hey. Okay, we're gonna. Hi, yes. Good to see you all. Thank you for coming out. Yes, in the back as well. Hey, yes. But hey, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming out. If you don't know where you are right now, we're in Surratt Cinema, and we're doing stand-up comedy tonight at an event called Standup Showdown. So yeah. Yeah, woo. Yeah, a little bit of woo, a little bit of woo, a little bit of excitement, a little bit of excitement. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. Really appreciate it. Coming to support your friends, support the Slant, support stand-up comedy in general. Really do appreciate it. Shout out to Third Coast Comedy for helping co-sponsor this event. Thank you to them. Yeah, it's big. It's big. But yeah, so that's good. I'm glad everybody's doing well tonight. It's Friday. It's not raining, so I'm in a good mood. But yeah, so this is the third one of these events that we've been doing. Yeah, woo, yes, yes. I like that. You guys know in the corner. But yeah, so the last one we did, I had the privilege of hosting. Woo, it was fun. I hope you guys had fun. I had fun. But that was in March, and a lot has changed since then. The first thing that's happened that's different for me since March is I'm now 21, 20 fun. Yeah, I literally have no problems anymore. Everything is completely fine in my life. I'm sane. I can do whatever the hell I want. It's amazing. It's fabulous. I recommend all of you who aren't 21 to definitely do that. Definitely do that because it's awesome. It opens up everything. I swear, when your license is horizontal, if you're not from one of those states where it's already horizontal, it's amazing. It's new wave. Definitely do it. Everyone should try it at least once. At least once. Yeah, you would agree. You would agree. But yeah. Another thing that's changed for me is I had the privilege of between last Stamp Showdown and now of doing the white thing. And you guys might be wondering, what is the white thing? Well, you see, I had an internship over the summer. And it's crazy. It's crazy because, I mean, look at me, right? So, like, first off, what? And then I'm a neuroscience major. We don't do that. We don't know what that is. Working? Research? Yeah. Working? Money? Happiness? Joy? No, we don't do that. We don't do that. So I got to do the white thing, and it was really fun. I learned a lot. Buzzword, teamwork, learning, things like that. But honestly, I mean, not everything isn't all fun and games. Between last Stamp Showdown and now, some things haven't changed. So I actually wore these exact same pants to the Stamp Showdown that I hosted back in March. That's pretty fun. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for that. They still fit. I do have this giant gaping hole back here. They did come like this. Apparently, Kylie Jenner started this. I don't know. I'm just trying to make it look sexy, like Kendrick said in that one song. Hey, it's fine though. It's fine. But yeah, so. Another thing that hasn't changed since last Stamp Showdown is that, consulting is still running rampant around Vanderbilt's campus, almost like an epidemic or a plague. I'm shocked. I thought I canceled it. Listen, you guys know I tried to cancel consulting back in August, and I was unsuccessful. We were gonna have a documentary about canceling consulting and Bain and all these things. The Slant even got involved. We had Connor out there who wrote that great Bain article. Oh my God, about Bain recruiters. Yeah, can we get a shout out for that? That was amazing. That was fabulous. If Connor's here, awesome. If Connor's not and you're watching at home, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Lots of page views. But yeah, so for those of you guys who weren't at the last Stamp Showdown, and this is your first one, welcome. Round of applause for all of our new people. Yes, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Our marketing efforts were successful and you're here now. It's okay. I do social media and marketing, so that's my job for this Slant. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for coming out. A little bit of logistical things, so you guys know what's going on since you haven't been here before. We've got 6 wonderful performers this evening. Round of applause for our performers that are coming on. Yes, our comedians. That's you. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But yeah, so it's gonna be really fun. We're a democratic society, at least in this room for now tonight. So we're gonna be voting for the winner at the end of all of the sets. So make sure you stay. Don't go anywhere. I don't know where you're going. There's nothing happening. You're here. I have you now. Okay, so like, no, you're not. No, no, you're not going anywhere. You're staying here. Yes, you're staying here. But yeah, we're gonna do this whole mobile thing. Khan's gonna send you guys an email at the very end of the show. Go ahead and like vote for the person that you like the most. That being said, these guys worked really hard on their sets, and like, I know sometimes it's awkward. Well, no, I don't know this, but people have told me sometimes it's really awkward to like laugh at things that you think are funny when no one else is laughing. Please don't do that. No, please laugh, enjoy, live your best life. You got to do it because it gives them some feedback. It lets them, know that what they're doing is working with the crowd. And, so if something is just the slightest bit funny, go ahead and laugh. And if you don't think it's funny, and I think it's funny, I'll be laughing. And feel free to react at me laughing at whatever I thought was funny. Because it's going to be a network. It's going to be a whole fun thing. I'll be over here, over yonder. But yeah, so definitely do that. Some other logistical things you might be wondering, okay, so I'm going to vote for such and such person at the end of their set, but what are they going to win? Well, what they win is a fantastic moment to debut their own stand-up comedy over at Third Coast Comedy. Third Coast is a comedy club here in Nashville. And the winner is going to go ahead and join the set of comedians who do their sets over there and go ahead and do theirs as well. And it's going to be really fun. But yeah, so that's what we've got going on tonight. I'm really excited about it. I'm feeling good. I didn't drink anything before this, but I'm just naturally feeling good. And I hope you guys are too. But yeah, one more round of applause for the Slant, for stand-up comedy, Third Coast, everybody who's going to be performing. I love it. We love it. Good. Everybody's content? All right, well, we're going to welcome to the stage our very first performer, Barton Christmas.
How are you guys doing? Oh my. That is loud. How are you guys doing this evening? Are you excited? Are you excited? Good. God bless. Okay. My name is Barton Christmas, just like the holiday. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm very glad to see you guys here. A couple of things about me, the last name, obviously. My grandmother's Merry Christmas. I don't know if she married for love, but there you go. My dogs are Holly, Jingle Bells, Mistletoe, love them to pieces. And I'm a Jew, so it's very exciting, yes. No, I'm kidding. I saw my first Jew, actually, when I came to Vanderbilt. I also saw my first drunk person when I came to Vanderbilt. It was a 2-for-1 deal at AE Pie. It was very exciting. So, I hope that there are none of you here tonight. I'm sorry for that joke. Shalom. I have a question for you guys. This is a question. How many of you guys have had sex? Can we get some cheers, some hands up? Have sex? That's all. Yes. That's not what this is about tonight. But good for you guys. That's really good. Top 10 STD school. That's really good. I'm really glad for you guys. Virginity is like a pretty either or concept. Like you're either a virgin or you're not. If it were a scalar quantity, I'm like extra virgin. So, but like I said, great for you guys. Congratulations. What this set is actually about is about dating. We've all been on like a bad date before, right? You've been on just a bad date. But I would posit to you tonight that I have been on all of the bad dates. I'm about to tell you some tales, my top 5 of my worst dates. And you might be like, no, Barton, everyone has bad. No. These are horrible. So it's very exciting. Here we go. It all started, my dating career, back freshman year of high school, And freshman year, it's that time in your life where your dating life is kind of predicated on your parents because you need parental approval and then parental participation for a date because you cannot yet operate motor vehicles, at least in Kentucky, You can operate your horse, but that 2-seater problem, very difficult. So my first date, I had asked this girl out, and we went to see, of all things, a stand-up comedy show. And so I asked her, and we agreed to go, and so my dad drives us. And so we're on our way to the show. It's very exciting. We're going to have a great time. And then, God rains down, we get a flat tire on this drive. And so that's less than exciting. So we stop, and her dad is called by her to come and help with the situation because apparently he knows how cars work. And so he comes on his way, and we presumed that he would actually help. What in fact he did was get his daughter and leave. And so that first date basically consisted of me and my dad waiting for AAA to come while he told me about his first date, which is the one that resulted in me. So very exciting experience. I want to clarify that. My parents dated for 8 years before me, but that was the first date. So anyways, they're watching this. So after that, I entered another relationship, still freshman year, and I decided that I wanted to have my first kiss. And this is a big moment. And in my brain, I was like, I got to plan this. This is going to be very exciting. So I'd planned it. I was gonna kiss her in a movie, and I was like, this will be, like the romantic movie kiss. Some of you might have it tonight. Very exciting. And I picked the most romantic movie I could think of, right? Like just a really romantic movie, set the mood. And a lot of you have probably seen this movie, really romantic movie, Amazing Spider-Man 2. And the thing about Amazing Spider-Man 2, I hate to spoil it if you haven't seen it, it ends with Emma Stone's character dying, like really horrible death. Really bad, like spinal never mind. She dies. And so we were watching this movie, and Caroline starts crying because it's sad. And I start crying, but for a different reason. I'm crying because I'm watching romance slip away. And so I see my plan becoming less and less of a smart idea. But I had planned this. I was like, I committed to this. I got to go through with it. And so I was determined. So the credits roll. She's like wiping tears and mascara. And so we get up to leave the theater, and we walk down the aisle a little bit. And I turn around and I said, I forgot something. And I ran my face into hers. So that happened. We broke up like a week later. Wonder why. So after that, I entered this period of my life. After freshman year, it's called sophomore year. And in that period, I had a lot of single, bad dates where I would just go on the single date. It would be horrible, and I'd move on. And so these next three are those. And so the first one, I was a sophomore. And this girl was also a sophomore. She was a sophomore cheerleader. This was very exciting to me because I was a sophomore nerd. This was before I had obtained friends, when I had Star Wars as my main thing. And so I asked her out, and it was very exciting. And so we planned on seeing dinner and having a movie and all that. And so so basically before the date, I had it. Yeah. I had a cheerleader friend who also knew this girl, and I asked her for advice. I said, what do you think I should do? And she said, I think you should kiss her on the first date. And I said, no, I played this game already, no. And she said, no, go with me. She dated her last boyfriend for 8 months, and they never kissed. She wants someone to kiss her. And I was very skeptical of this, so I go ask my mom. Mom, talk to your parents. I was like, what do you think I should do? And she said, I would kiss her. I'm like, what the heck, Mom? She's like, well, your dad kissed me on the first date. I'm like, look where we are. So I'm still sketched out about this. We go on the date. It's going very well. And on the drive back to her house, by now I can operate a motor vehicle. On the drive back to her house, she offers me a mint. So I offer her the aux cord, and she starts playing this song called It Must Be Love. So I want you all, we're all Vanderbilt students here. I want us to all get on the same page on what was going on in my head. Because if we're all on the same page, I look like a lot less of a dick in the next part of the story. For to be on this page, remember, her friend said so, mint, it must be love, yes? Okay, that's why it was all the more surprising to me when we got to the doorstep of the house. And I walked her up, and I leaned in, and she shook my hand and said, Barton, you're a dork sometimes. And I said, yes, I am. And then I drove home. The next date was this girl who I met at a speech tournament. And you could probably finish the joke in your own head right there. But she was a junior, and she asked if I wanted to go see a movie. And I was like, sure. And so we agreed that we were going to go see Mockingjay, which is pretty reasonable high school date movie. And she said she would pick me up. And because of that phrasing, I presumed, she's going to operate a motor vehicle, come to me, and we'll go to the movie. That was not the right presumption. So she comes, and she cannot operate a motor vehicle, so her parents are there. So I get to meet the folks. And so we go to the movie, and we find out that the movie is sold out. And so instead of Mockingjay, we ended up seeing Night at the Museum 3. With her parents sitting between us. Because when your dad is a Cumberland Presbyterian minister, he likes to get in on the fun. To him, save room for Jesus means hold a seat open for me. So that happened. And this last date, I just want you guys to know, I would not lie to you, Vanderbilt. This is the worst date in history, and I just need you to trust me, okay? So it's towards the end of my sophomore year, and this girl is a senior cheerleader. Right. Very exciting circumstance. And so we start talking a little bit, texting and whatnot. And so it all starts on one fateful day where I'm home from school. I'm homesick. And so there's a knock at my door. And I go to the door, and I open it, and there's no one there. There's a glass of Chick-fil-A lemonade on my doorstep because I'm from Kentucky. And so I pick up the glass, and there's a note on it that says, "Get well soon, love Jordy." And I text her, and I said, "Jordy, how'd you find my house?" Now we're going to pause that story for a moment, okay? So my grandmother, Merry Christmas, she's retired now, and so she makes cakes, and she makes really impressive cakes. Like, she made, wedding cakes. One time when I was a little kid, she made, a bat cave cake. It was really cool, put an action figure inside of it. She's a very talented cakeist. And so I had just turned 16, and so she had made a cake that looked like a Kentucky state permit. It was really cool. The Kentucky learner's permit had my picture on and everything. It was so detailed, in fact, that although I did not realize it, when I put it on Twitter, it had my actual address. "Jordy, how'd you find my house?" "Oh, it was on the permit cake. Would you like to go out sometime?" Now, in my head, you need to remember where I'm coming from. I'm a sophomore nerd. This is a senior cheerleader. I'm thinking maybe this is how the other half lives. So I say yes to the date. So I'm at her house, we're watching a movie, and her mother walks in. And her mother turns off the lights in this room. And her mother closes the blinds. And her mother lights candles and sets them around the room. And then her mother leaves. Takes the dog with her. She is gone. We are alone in the house. So the movie ends, and Jordy turns and looks at me, and she says, "So, what do you want to do now?" And I said, "Oh, 6:30 p.m., I got to get home." And I booked it because I don't know what I want to do now. Play Monopoly? I don't know. Fix a sandwich? What do we want to? I don't know what we want to do now. So I leave. So that night, I get a Twitter direct message, a DM, right? You remember DMs. And so I get a DM, and who do you think it's from, right? It's from Jordy. No, it's from her mother. Now, what do you think the DM says? Most of you following along might be like, oh, it probably says "Hey, why didn't you screw my daughter, And folks, I can't make this up. Jody's mother DM'd me 2 things. It was a picture of Jordy having open heart surgery with the caption, "I just don't want my baby's heart broken again." That's the end of that story, but how weird is that, right? How weird is that? What would you do? What would you do? I don't know what you would do. I hit the unfollow button, and I moved on with my life. I kid you not, people. Picture of, boobs to the side. That is her beating heart in this picture. This happened. This happened. This happened. And after I unfollowed her, Jordy's mom started tweeting. I would still see her tweets because people would retweet them. And she started subtweeting me. Quotes like, "The greatest sin of a man is to awaken the love of a woman without the intent of delivering." What does that mean, people? What does that mean? And now Jordy is a missionary in El Salvador. She is living her best life, a great time. I am happy for her. But at the time, that was the creepiest thing I have ever been a part of. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the worst date I have ever been on. Thank you for coming out to Standup Showdown. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Enjoy the rest of the acts.
Guys, Barton Christmas. I mean, what in the world, Wow, that was hilarious. I mean, I've seen that said a couple times because I had the pleasure of being Randy in our judging panel when we had auditions for Standup Showdown, and I was like, "Man, dog, she was fire. I loved it. I loved it. It's a little pitchy, but it's fine." But yeah, Barton Christmas, excellent job. So like dates, right? You guys been on dates? Yeah, right. I'm like, yeah. I was kind of like the whole time. I was kind of like, oh my god, like we don't do that anymore. We have like Bumble. We have like Tinder. We got Grinder. We got hey, everybody. But dates, great ideas. If it was 1950. Up next we have Chloe Odell. Come on up here, girl. Do the damn thing.
Hi, y'all. Okay. So, first up, I'm going to start off with a song to the tune of TGIF by Katy Perry. Can I get a what for that? Yeah, that was exactly what I wanted. So, my version is a slowed down indie bitch version, but I do, yeah, it's my genre. But I do encourage you to go on YouTube, or I don't think you can do this on Spotify, but on YouTube and watch it in 50% time, because it really, like, the song, like, morphs into a really tragic tale of substance abuse and loss of control. Speaking of, how do you like Vanderbilt? You know, comedy is all about being relatable, so that's what this song is about the beautiful and completely healthy culture that we encourage here. So hopefully you can relate to at least one or two, if not more, of the snapshots of Vandy within this song. My view scepters in my bed. All my friends are left on red. I pick up from bamboo and check if daddy's money has come through. I check my LinkedIn, it's a work of art. Before my Addy and coffee shart. Tonight I'm trying to booze before my midterm essays due. A brother from Sekai ended up between my thighs. Big mood. Here comes the clap. Clap, yeah. It's a blacked out blur, and consent was kind of in, but at least it was networking. Last Friday night, went on top of Furman Hall, threw up in a bathroom stall between twigs of fireball. Last Friday night, yeah, and we lost our commie cards, bribed the all-eyed Barton guard, 'cause we work and play so hard. Last Friday night, sat in Stevenson and cried, went to Rana's, got denied, binge drank and then nearly died. Last Friday night, tried to post a dank new meme so I can have some self-esteem. Whoa, whoa, this Friday. Yeah, I actually had to stop writing the song there because I got the urge to call my parents and pray. I don't know. It's weird though, like when I pray, I imagine in my mind's eye that God is like wearing the Commodore costume. He also shows up in my sex dreams. So yeah, I have another little bit of a verse as well, and here's that for you. Authentic friends are hard to make when you can't tell who's a fucking snake. The average door's hot, white, and rich, so I just can't help but be a bit, yeah. I might have a little bit of repressed, what's that called? Starts with an R. Resentment? Yeah, that. Anyway, that song is not completely true, but it does have stereotypes, which is kind of the theme of my set. I'm going to talk about the stereotypes that pertain to me, and that's it. Okay, so first up, we have I'm from Kansas. Is anybody here from Kansas? Holy shit! Okay. All 4 of us are here. Okay. Yeah. So, I'm from Kansas, and I used to hate when people would stereotype me, you know what I mean? But now I'm like, might as well be true, I might as well have ridden cows to school and never pooped inside a building until I came to college, I think it really contributes to my persona. One of my friends calls me Kanye Midwest. Yeah, does anybody know what the fuck that means? If you could let me know, drop in my DMs, I don't know. But yeah, so I was on the phone with my mom the other day, and she was talking about, so my uncle, okay, just like sidebar, my uncle has 45 chickens ever since he did retirement or whatever. It's just what he does, because that's what we do in Kansas. So my mom was on the phone with me, and she was like watching over his house because they like to go on vacations or whatever. And while I was on the phone with her, I could hear like the chickens screaming and like freaking out. And apparently there was like a family of foxes that was just like brutally murdering the chickens in the hen house. But anyway, we talked. The point of the conversation, it was kind of traumatic. I don't know. The point of the conversation was not the fact that the chickens were getting killed. It was the fact that they pertain to our lives to such a marked extent. And then my mom was like, maybe I should get chickens. It's really, improve their quality of life. Like, maybe I should do this. And I was like, yeah, I love Kansas. This is what we decided to talk about. So in that case, it's like the stereotypes might as well be true, you know what I mean? And that contributes to all sorts of things that I represent. If you couldn't tell by my nose ring and my generally irritated demeanor, I'm a WGS major. It's one of my majors. Yeah. For those of you who are white and male, that is women's and gender studies. Yikes. Okay. I do understand that. Okay, another common denominator in my cohort is having sex with women, which I do like to do. Yeah, nobody clapped. That was awful, guys. Are you homophobia? Are you guys homophobia right now? Okay. Anyway, I understand. So when I get my diploma, they're probably just going to be like, I don't know, an index card from the basement of the Career Center that says, like, congrats, you're professionally gay and angry. And I'm like, yep, that's all I've ever wanted to be. But it does get me up in the morning knowing that some fraternity alumni somewhere is sitting lamenting paying for my liberal arts education. I'm also, I'll be honest, it's kind of like difficult to try and subvert the male gaze when you're trying to get laid out like a superfood unwrapped. Wait, you're gonna be like, wait, what? She likes to have sex with women and men? What is she she takes too much from us. Yeah, it's true. I understand. Yeah, I understand if you wouldn't. I'm sending mixed messages because I don't have that half head shaved thing that all the bi people have. Yeah, it's like 97%. Maybe I'm just like half gay for now, and then when I get that, I'll be like a graduate gay, and yeah. But I want to, as far as the stereotypes go for bisexuality, they're all true. I'm gonna fuck your boyfriend, and here's a story about that. Okay. Oh, JK. Meet you on the dance floor and we start to flirt. I'm not wearing panties beneath my skirt. I'm a slut. I'm gonna start up. Meet you on the dance floor and we start to flirt. I'm not wearing panties beneath my skirt. Trick you to the bar with a bold sachet. Get drinks and I get you to pay. I put my hand on your thigh and I tell you I'm bi. You know that I'm a whore. We're gonna have a three-way on the kitchen floor, 'cause that's comfortable. I cheated myself 'cause I can't make up my mind like I should. They probably told you that I'd be trouble. You know bad girls are no good. And this is where I'd have a sex. I'd take you to bed, but it's all a ploy. I use your affection like a sad little toy. I scream her name in the final throes, 'cause this is how bisexuality goes. Afterward, I start to cry, 'cause I've never met a satisfying guy. I tell you that I love you, we start to date, 'cause all I needed was a penis to set me straight. I cheated myself, 'cause I can't make up my mind like I should. They told you that I'd be trouble. You know bad girls are no good. I really wish I had a sax. HMU if you play sax. Sweet reunion with my ex-girlfriend Ho. We meet her at an Indigo Girl show. 'Cause I'm gay, I'm so neurotic, manic pixie shit. I tell you, I was never really ready to commit. Then you pose a sexy compromise. I think it's hot, and to your surprise, she agrees. Like I said before, we all have a three-way on the kitchen floor. No, we don't, because that's fucking stupid. I cheated myself, 'cause I can't make up my mind like I should. They probably told you that I'd be trouble. You know bad girls are no good. Oh, I cheated myself, and I'm gonna fuck your boyfriend. They probably told you that I'd be trouble. You know bad girls are no good. Was this offensive? I don't know. That's all I've got.
It's happening. Guys, let's have a conversation. But before we do, Chloe Odell? What? Oh my God. That was mad fun. I mean, I love the line about how some fraternity brother long in his career is paying for her liberal education. I mean, that, like, I started screaming when I first heard that. I just started screaming because I was like, it's true. You know, we talk about a lot of relatable content type things, and it's honestly, it's true. Someone is paying for that. It's wild because of who it is. You know, I mean, I just love it. I love it. But yeah, that was great, Chloe. Thank you so much for coming up here, doing your damn thing. Up next, though, we've got Mark Weinstein. And I'd love to read what he kind of describes his comedy as. He says on Facebook, his promotion for Standup Showdown, he says, in the key of Mark Weinstein, you can tell him that. You can tell him. But anyways, what he says is, I like my comedy like I like my facial hair, highly erotic, and ruining any chance to work with children. Everybody give it up for Mark.
Coke has great ads. I don't mean cocaine. I'm not sure if they do advertising. I meant like Coca-Cola soda. I really like their advertising. I love polar bears. Have a Coke, have a smile. That's really nice. I like Coke and I like smiling. It's always been a dream of mine to have my name on a carbonated beverage, and Coke made that happen. How did they know my name? I realize now this isn't a joke. This is just me saying, great job, Coke. And you know what, while we're at it, great job, cocaine. Anyway, one of my biggest questions in life is why the fuck doesn't the popcorn industry want you to use the popcorn button? All right, have you ever seen this? I don't know if you've seen this. But if you make for those of you who don't know, if you make popcorn, it'll say on the bag, don't use the popcorn button, like microwave for 3 to 4 minutes, which is crazy. The popcorn button is for popcorn. What else would you be using it for? They put it on the microwave. Usually when like a company like that makes a move, you can figure out kind of what they're getting at. Like Apple, when Apple gets rid of the headphone jack, it's pretty obvious what they're saying, right? Mark, stop putting your dick in the headphone jack. But the popcorn button is for popcorn. I've used the popcorn button, and it makes, guess what? Popcorn. Not using the popcorn button is like using saran wrap as a condom. And let me tell you from personal experience, after my 30 seconds are up, that saran wrap is about as useful as a background check for a gun in the Deep South. Skinny Pop actually is so afraid. Skinny Pop is so afraid you're gonna use the popcorn button that they just pop it for you. They give you the bag. You can't know. You can't know. So really, I've come to one conclusion. The popcorn button fucked Mrs. Redenbacher. Who the fuck is Orville Redenbacher? And why is he so good at popping corn? I didn't even know you could be good at popcorn. To me, can any of you tell the difference between popcorn? Anybody? You think so? You fucking liars. There are 2 types of popcorn. There is microwave popcorn, and there is movie popcorn. And they are the same thing, except movie popcorn is injected with liquid diabetes. So I was sick of eating all this popcorn from this Orville guy. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll dig into his Wikipedia a little bit. So here's what I found out. It's really for the people. Orville was born in Brazil, Indiana. He went to an advertising company in the early stages of his popcorn company, and he said, he wanted to spice up the brand a little bit. It was originally called Red Bow Popcorn, which is a nice name. I mean, Red Bow, it's kind of cutesy, it has a nice ring to it. The advertising company says, scrap that. What if you made it Orville Redenbacher's, which is the worst clusterfuck of Germanic heritage you could literally put in one name. It's awful. And they charged $13,000 for that. In 1970, $13,000 could buy New York from the Native Americans. Or, I don't know, something like that. Do you know how Orville died? He was found dead in a jacuzzi. He had drowned. And I'm just happy that Orville died the way he lived, floating in a pea-infested warm tub of water. People always say to me, Mark, you make so many dad jokes. And honestly, I think it's kind of weird that your dad is joking so much about my tiny penis. Do you know why we stand for the national anthem? Does anyone know why we stand? Because it'd be weird if we didn't. It'd be crazy. If we're at a sporting event, there's like 90,000 people there, and some guy's belting out the anthem, and there's like a fucking eagle coming in, and there's like an airplane coming in, and we're all just sitting there. I mean, that's pretty psychotic. I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with respect. Like, by that logic, if standing equals respect, then every time I stand up to take a piss instead of sit down, I'm respecting my dick. which for the record, I don't. Would you guys believe me if I told you I fucked Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? I'm not gay. I don't know Dwayne Johnson. But what if I pulled you aside very seriously, and we're close friends, and I looked you in the eye, and I said, Brian, I fucked The Rock. Where can I be a prostitute? Where can I be a prostitute? Where do you go? You don't just type it into Indeed and you get a job back. Are there forms to fill out? What's the registration process like? Are there offices to go to? I know there are prostitutes. I know there are prostitutes. Is it like applying to college a little bit? Is the registration complex? Do I get drug tested? Do I get STD tested? I feel like I should get STD tested. Is there a lounge that I could perhaps sit in? Are there snacks? If there's snacks, I don't want any of that chips and dips bullshit, all right? I want some fucking protein, maybe a lean protein. I'm not doing red meat right now. It's bad for my heart, so I'd rather do a chicken breast. But chicken breast can be really dry, can really cloy on the taste buds. So I'm thinking maybe a turkey breast. But turkey breast, it's near Thanksgiving. It's not quite Thanksgiving. That could be a big problem because you think it's Thanksgiving, it's not Thanksgiving. That mixes up your insides a little bit. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Where can I be a prostitute? Seriously. Oh, sorry, one sec. The saddest movie in the history of existence is Ice Age 2. The Meltdown. I do not care to elaborate on this. I think I want to die. Committed to a bit. I'm always kind of doing goofy bits. I have a mustache right now. That's a bit I'm doing, I guess. So you know how Freddie Mercury died because of that whole AIDS thing? Hilarious bit, right? It shows some integrity. It shows some gusto a little bit. I think I might die of starvation. I know, it's pretty funny, but yeah, I think it just shows wow, you're really committed to this. And I know what you're thinking. I know. Dying from starvation as a comedy bit. Mark, that is so Guantanamo Bay. But I think I could get some laughs. I think there'd be some upside to an alien invasion. Don't you think? I think there'd be some upside. One, everyone's dead. Two, some of us might get our butts probed. And three, the Scientologists would be pumped. Think about being a Scientologist and signing up, and in the back of your head, you're like, all religion is a lie. But you're thinking, and then you go, oh my God, this was real? I was just doing this for my taxes. Really? I was just doing this because I love the movie Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol. Really? I was doing this so Xenu could come down from the heavens and liberate us from our earthly, flawed, shallow bodies. And also, I like Tom Cruise. I was recently watching a promotion for American Horror Story, which actually surprisingly isn't about my circumcision. And it's the type of show where they have a different premise every year. And this year, they're debuting it, and it goes, this year's premise is masturbating clowns. I don't know about that. What I don't get is that masturbating clowns, for me, is a top 5, top 7 sexual fantasy. It kind of depends where a school bus filled with Oikos Greek yogurt is ranking. We all have our preferences. But that's not even the best part. The best part is that right at the end, it flashes, it goes, our best season yet. Which begs the question, if Masturbating Clowns is the best season, what could the other seasons possibly be? I can only imagine them like in the writer's room, like batting around ideas, and they're saying, okay, like, oh, last season didn't really play. Donkey Sex didn't really play with the 8 to 10-year-old female Filipino demographic, our key audience. You guys have any better ideas? Jim, you got anything? No, sorry, boss, I don't have anything. Bill, you got anything? No, sorry, boss. Jose, you got anything? You racists. You think Jose cannot work at American Horror Story. Well, I'll let you know you're actually right in this case. Jose can't work at American Horror Story because his best idea was Masturbating Clowns. And he got deported. Self-deprecating jokes are my favorite, I think, because otherwise I would just be hating myself without any laughter. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Yes, I appreciate that. Guys, we got some water over here. Look at this water hazard. I'm going to walk around it. I'm going to stare at it. I'm going to look at it. Oh, you got it? Oh, we got a towel? Hey, give it up for Mark and his towel. No, you did a great job. You did a great job. Yeah, this is great. This really adds to the... Okay, we can't leave that here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One more time for Mark, guys. Amazing, amazing. Self-deprecating jokes. Humorous. So, I haven't been honest with you guys. Well, I have. You guys just didn't pick up on it. So, if you guys saw our poster, it said that we actually have 7 performers this evening. And we only have 6 tonight. One of our members, his name is Christopher Carey. He's actually not with us. He sold his soul to a higher power, the rowing team. In fact, the rowing team decided that they need him to yell at all those kids with the arms to row, 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 all that. I don't know. That's what I imagine. I mean, I only watched like The Social Network, and like it was like a Winklevoss twin. That's the only reference I have to rowing. That's the only thing New England, like sailing maybe. That's I don't know, aquatic sports. But we made a little video to kind of honor him since he couldn't be here with us this evening. Let's do that. Yeah. Welcome to the stage, Alex Wolf.
I'm too clumsy for that. Oh, dear. Okay. Hi. So, like Precious introduced, I'm Alex. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a senior, and I'm Jewish, which, according to my grandparents, means that it is the perfect time for me to find a Jewish husband. But what they don't understand is that although it may seem like there's a really large pool of eligible Jewish men, not actually the case in reality, because you start out with the whole pool of eligible Jewish men. But then you got to take out your gay Jews, Billy Eichner and the like. Then you got to take out your ultra-Orthodox Jews, you know, the ones that wear a yarmulke to bed and have never touched a woman in their lives. Then you gotta take out your Jersey Shore Jew bros, the ones that wear like the gold chain, the thick gold chain with the Jewish star, and are way tanner than any self-respecting Jew should ever be. And then I'm 5'10", which means if you take out all the Jews shorter than 5'10", you're left with 4: Jacob, Jonah, Joshua, and Shmuel. So prospects are looking a little grim. To be fair, though, even if I were to find myself a nice, eligible Shmuel, there's no guarantee that I could actually get said Shmuel to date me, because I do not have the best track record with men, which is a trend that begins, you can trace it all the way back to middle school, where all the most horrifying and traumatic stories begin. Yeah. So to begin, I was in 8th grade, and I was completely and utterly obsessed with Tucker Lancaster, which, if you can't tell by the name alone, not a Jew. That didn't matter to me, because not only was he the smartest guy in our grade, he also was a guy that actually talked to me. So already exceeding my wildest expectations. The thing is, though, in middle school, no one knows how to flirt. So, to be fair, still don't know how to flirt. But in middle school, if you really wanted to get a guy to notice you, you really only had 2 options. Option 1, hope you mature early and grow boobs. Not an option for middle school Alex. Or option 2, you trick him into liking you. Much more plausible. And in practice, there's a number of ways this option can come about. But it typically begins with a long time of gathering intel about said crush. Because little known fact is that when middle school girls get a crush, they basically gain superpowers. And nothing flashy like the power to turn invisible, because they already feel like that every single day. No, I'm talking more about the ability to remember every single thing their crush has ever said to them, ever. Middle school girls with a crush basically become a walking encyclopedia of boy knowledge. Years of information cataloged away in the false hopes that one day you'll be sitting and he'll ask you, "What's your favorite movie?" And you'll be like, "Oh, Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby." And he'll be like, "Oh my gosh, no way, that's my favorite movie too." And you'll be like, "Oh my gosh, no way, what a crazy coincidence." Even though you knew it was his favorite movie because he mentioned it on January 24th, 2007. But it won't matter, because at that point he'll be so in love with you that you'll start dating and then you'll get married and everything will be perfect. Because the second superpower that middle school girls gain is the power of delusion. So anyway, at this point, I had been storing up my Tucker trivia for about a year with no real opportunity to prove it to him, when I got invited to his birthday party. And I was so excited, because I knew that if I could just get him the perfect birthday gift, he would obviously fall madly in love with me. Because again, power of delusion. So through my years of preparation, I knew 2 important things that was going to help me find the best gift for him. Number 1, I knew he wanted to be a scientist when he grew up, and more specifically an entomologist, which is a scientist that studies bugs. So don't say that chasing after a guy never taught you anything. And number 2, his favorite color was green. So with these 2 pieces of information, I knew, of course, obviously, that the perfect gift for him was a green ant farm. A typical gift for a 13-year-old boy. So I went online to find said ant farm, and I found one for $35, which now might seem like a little pricey, but for middle school, $35 was like $100 when you factor in that middle school inflation rate. Because Alex Wolf didn't half-ass her doomed-to-fail flirting attempts. It's also important to note here that when I went on Amazon and I found the green ant farm, I also found a just as good ant farm for $25. But this ant farm was blue. And as you'll remember, Tucker's favorite color was green. So obviously, I had to get the more expensive green farm because color was the only deciding factor in Tucker's love. So I bought the green ant farm. I used my savings. I shipped in. I wrapped it. The party's getting closer and closer. I'm getting so excited. And then, the day before Tucker's birthday party, I got strep throat. And in terms of middle school cockblock, strep throat ranks right up there in between that one class period where your teacher won't stop talking about the anatomy of the uterus and the leave room for Jesus rule. So needless to say, I was devastated. And I begged my mom to let me go to the party, and of course she wouldn't let me. But I realized, just because I wasn't going to make it to the party, that didn't mean the ant farm wasn't going to make it to that party. So I made my mom hop in her silver Toyota minivan, drive all the way down to Tucker's house, parade the gift past every kid in my grade, and deliver it to Tucker. Because there was no way in hell I was about to let some bacteria ruin my love life. And finally, Monday came around. I was feeling a lot better. I figured the mystical power of the ant farm would make it so that as soon as Tucker saw me, he would ask me out. So I couldn't wait for second period when I was going to see him. We sat at the same table for math class. And I got to class, nothing. That whole day, lunch, all that sort of stuff, nothing. In fact, there was not one word about a certain birthday gift until a week later. A week. A week in middle school girl time is about 7 years, much like the dog years ratio. And finally, a week later, I got a thank you note from him in the mail. But it was one of those Mad Lib thank you notes. You know, the one where it's the generic note that you just fill in the blank for each gift because you're too lazy to do more than bare minimum effort. Dear Alex, thank you for the ant farm. I really enjoyed this ant farm. I am sure I will have lots of fun with this ant farm. So, if you ever find yourself back in middle school, perhaps through some Freaky Friday shenanigans, and you're trying to impress a guy with a heartfelt and meaningful gift, you get him the fucking blue ant farm. Thank you.
Woo! Everybody. Once again for Alex. Give it up. Excellent job. You know, I still got some PTSD from when I almost fell over here because of this water that Mark put on the floor, you know. It's okay, I'm gonna linger on this side. How you guys doing? You guys still holding up? You enjoying the night? Yes, living well? Good, yes, over there, especially you're doing well, great. Middle school, TBT to that. Her set got me thinking of all that nonsense. I mean, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. Middle school's when I started liking white guys. Yeah, so let's get Will Sox on up here. Last but not least, let's get Will Sox.
This is just insulting.
I'm gonna move this so I don't have to think about it anymore. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Surratt Cinema, not to be confused with Surratt Cinema, which is a movie theater that just shows The Bachelor on repeat. Some of you guys were here the last Standup Showdown we had here. Welcome back, if you were. It's been about a year. Lots changed. Been a big year for me. I actually spent most of that last year in my first ever relationship. If you didn't know that about me, it's because I don't post about it on Facebook all the time. You've seen these posts. You know, they're everywhere, and they all say the same thing. I'm so happy to have spent the last 3 months, the last 2 weeks, the last 17 and a half days with my best friend. My best friend. And that's always kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because I don't know. I feel like they're kind of two separate sorts of relationships. Like someone you care a lot about in both times, but I think they're kind of two different sorts of relationships. Like I like my girlfriend and my best friend, but I don't walk around holding hands in public and kissing my girlfriend. That's PDA. That's excessive. So I don't know. It's just always felt a little bit odd to me. I think that if I had to project the girlfriend vector onto the best friend axis, it'd be like, I'm so lucky to have spent the last 4.75 months with that person I met one time at a party sophomore year and still say hey every now and then too when we're next to each other in the bowl line. I love you, baby. No, it's been interesting. Being in my first relationship has taught me a lot. I used to have all these really naive ideas about relationship, like there's no problem that enough honesty can't solve. I got in an argument with my girlfriend. Let's see if I can't truth my way out of this one. My girlfriend, when we first started dating and she was kind of keeping the crazy in and like in the cool girl phase, would be like, oh, your female acquaintance, would you? Don't be nervous. I just think it's funny. I just want to know. I used to believe that, but now I know that was recon. And she tried to ask me the same question again a few weeks ago when I had long since caught wise. And I was like, I refuse to answer more questions without a lawyer present. I know my Fifth Amendment rights. So it's been an interesting time for sure, and so I think I've become maybe a little bit more guarded in relationships, and it's sort of a shame. A lot of life works like that. There's stuff that you kind of are a little bit more hesitant about just because you had some sort of rough experience in the past. Like personally, I used to be a really big hugger. Like when I saw people around, I just hug them. I thought that was really nice, and I don't really do so much of that anymore, and it kind of traces back to this specific event in high school. So the summer after my freshman year, my brother was playing tennis, and I went to a couple of his games, and there was this girl there whose brother also played tennis. We chatted a little bit. She was a year below me. And so then, cut to a few months later, it's the first day of sophomore year. I'm feeling really good. I'm looking really fresh with the cargo shorts and the bowl cut and everything. I'm about to take my sophomore year school ID picture. It's a really big momentous occasion. So I'm in the gym, and I hear, Will, and I look across the gym, and I see the same girl, and she's in clear hug stance. She's broadcasting to me that she's gonna come give me a hug. You've seen the stance, kind of like the pooping in the woods squat. She's got the shoulders squared up, kind of out at like a 130-degree angle right here. The really excited face, though. So I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm a sophomore now, moving up the totem pole. This girl sees the cargo shorts. She sees the bowl cut. She likes what she sees. So you know what? I'll throw her a bone. I'll give her a hug, right? And so I get in hug receiving stance, kind of that upright posture, the sort of Jesus on the cross hands, this kind of deal, very clear hug receiving stance. So she starts like running across the gym to me like chariots of fire and everything. I'm just like soaking in all this real confidence I'm gaining. And then about like 20 feet out, she switches into high five mode. So now I look like the creep, like, welcome to high school, baby. Let me show you how we do it at BCHS. So my carefully, painstakingly constructed reputation of this cool sophomore is about to be shattered in front of everybody. So I desperately fumble my way into high five receiving stance. But by now, she's seen my hug stance, and so she starts to compensate and get back into hug stance. And I would panic, and I get back into hug stance too, but now she's thinking I'm a cold bitch, and so she's switching back into high five stance, and everything's just really bad. We can't quite get it sync, and it morphs in the most sad, awkward hug of my entire life. Ruins my entire sophomore year. Not the bowl cut, that was fine. I maintain it looked good. And so really, and so afterwards, I was really just less of a hugger. And that's not the only thing that I've been kind of put off from. I've been put off also a little bit from exercise, as you can see. And that also traces back to a time kind of early high school. It might have been late middle school. So my friend and her younger brother were really good friends with me and my younger brother, and they had just moved in this new apartment complex. So we went over to see their new apartment, and after we looked through their apartment a little bit, we went down. There was a gym in the basement. And so all the kids and our parents walk into the gym. And so all the kids gravitate towards the one piece of workout equipment that if you've ever been in a gym, you know the people who are too scared of everything else go to, the treadmill. And so they all run over to the treadmill. Unfortunately, there's 4 kids, 3 treadmills. As you might imagine, I'm not exactly front of the pack, and so I don't get a spot. And so I'm kind of standing there out in the cold looking at everybody's treadmill. And one of the people who's treadmilling is my little brother's friend, Steven. Now, the important thing about Steven is he was very small, but he was very fast. He was kind of like a gazelle sort of character. And so he's on this treadmill. He's got it cranked up all the way. Looks like kind of a Scooby-Doo sort of vibe where he's staying in the same place, but the legs are a little blur. And so he's on the treadmill like that. He hops off to go use the bathroom, leaves the treadmill running. Now, I don't know if you guys are very familiar with treadmill design, but they have all these nifty safety features. You can walk up and press one button, the treadmill will go ahead and come to a stop. You can even do this little thing where you put this clip on you, and that way if you fall, the treadmill will automatically shut off. But during this time that I've been standing out, I've kind of assessed my situation, and I've decided I need to make up for the last 13 years of never exercising by exercising as much as possible in this 10 minutes that Steven is in the bathroom. I decided there's no time for any of these safety shenanigans. I've got to perform a running mount. So I walk up to the treadmill. I put one foot on either side of the belt. There's like a gentle breeze rolling off of it as it whizzes by. I put my hands on the bars, and I look forward into a future full of athletic prowess and even better bowl cuts. I take a deep breath, and I jump. Now, it's important. I'm going to try and explain all the subsequent events well enough that you can really get a good mental picture, but I want you to keep in mind that it all takes place in the span of about 2 or 3 seconds. So what I think happened looking back was my right foot hit the belt a hair before my left. So I pull kind of a flamingo pose for a moment. Then my other foot hits the belt, and I'm kind of in a Superman sort of pose. Not like the Soldier Boy kind. There were no hoes involved. Just me about to have a really bad experience. So gravity kicks in, and I fall from the sky here, and I land on my leg on the belt, and it starts shaving skin really rapidly off of my leg. Now, so let me tell you a little something about my left hand. My left hand has always been a little bit slow. So when I was in kindergarten, if you gave me a pencil and were like, Will, write your name. You gave it to my right hand, boom, beautiful. W-I-L-L-I-A-M, crisp, clean. But if you gave the pencil to my left hand, it kind of started looking like the EKG of someone who's just had a few 5-hour energies. My left hand has always just been a little behind the curve when you were comparing the relative dexterity. So, cut to this situation. And my brain starts registering these signals from my leg that it's being eroded away. And so it sends a signal to my hands and says, hey, we need to let go of the bar. And my right hand's like, yes, absolutely. This is a bad situation. We got to get out of it. Boom, I'm off. I'm done. But old Lefty, he thinks about it a second and he goes, let's just see where this thing goes. So my right hand lets go, but my left hand doesn't, so I flip over to the other leg, and that starts getting the skin peeled off of it. Finally, after taking a few sweet moments to kind of process everything, my left hand does come to the conclusion that I don't want to be missing half of my legs in the future, and it also lets go. And I do kind of like a beautiful soaring fly across the gym, and I kind of crumple up against the other wall. I leap up. Now, I've not assessed my situation whatsoever yet. I could be bleeding profusely from my legs. I could have no flesh left on my legs. It could be kind of like a dipped in acid in a cartoon sort of scenario where I'm just skeleton knee down. But do I take the moment to look at my legs? No, I do not. I turn to my friend's mom and ask the one question that's in every embarrassed 13-year-old's mind. I say, my mom didn't see that, did she? And that's why I don't exercise anymore. Thank you guys. You've been an absolutely fantastic crowd. Thank you all for coming. Really, really appreciate it.
Amazing. Okay, guys, one more round of applause for Will Sox. Everybody, woo! Absolutely fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Okay, so, Kahan, is it ready? It's done. If you guys will look at your phones, you should have an email, kind of like Gossip Girl or like Pretty Little Liars, like notification style, like it's mass. Everybody should have it right now. And apparently, if you like click on that and do the things, you can vote. Oh, it's behind me? Oh, that's crazy. Oh, hey, yeah. Who's typing this in though? No one's typing this in. Did you guys get the emails? Can I get a little? No? Oh, God. We need a tiny URL. It's not tiny. This isn't tiny. Wait, does everybody literally have to type this in right now? I'm not sure. What? Take a picture of this? I can't copy and paste. We don't have that technology. I can't. A QR code. They're talking about something back there. I don't know. He keeps going like this. Are you guys really type? Wow, y'all are dedicated. Should I move? Can you see? That's really nice of you guys. Amazing. Is it working? Oh yeah. Bring all the performers come on stage. Everybody come on up. So you can look at them. Hunger Games style or some shit. Yeah, you guys, all 6 of you, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, mm-hmm. Facebook group. Oh, wait, drop the thing in the Facebook group. Genius. They go to Vanderbilt. You guys are getting educations. You guys have degrees, I'm sure. At this point, like, I'm not even sure what's going on. I'm just here. I'm blessed. I'm sorry. We put you through a lot. Do 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 do. Hey, where are you going? What's this? What's this? What's this? No movement. Remember, I told you I've bound you here. Remember in the beginning? Do you remember that? I've bound you here. Again. Do 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 do. Are you guys voting? Like, is that happening? I don't know. They can say, "Oh, we got it verified." Okay, good. Thank you. Do 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 do. What? Oh, yeah. I'm getting some verified thumbs up. What's going on? What? Is it happening? Command R. Okay. Oh, me. Oh, okay. I think it's all clean. Just keep, looking at yourself. I don't know. Has everybody casted their vote? No, exactly. Keep casting. That side. You guys. Apparently, it is in the Facebook group. So, if you are not one of those vegans who's banned Facebook for yourself, go on there, click that link, thelinkyouwon'tclick.com. Shameless plug, yes. I have a blog.
It's looking like we have 163. We only had 180 people. So
Really?
yeah. So
Okay.
give it another 30 seconds.
I'm gonna wait, because that just moved again. I think it's happening. Okay, guys. Yeah, that's something. That's gonna be it. Oh wow, yeah. I think you guys all have voted. Oh, there's. Okay, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Are you prepared to hear who Stand-Up Showdown Thrace, the winner is? Yeah, I like that. The winner is Barton Christmas. Yes! Woo! 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 Amazing. Wonderful job, Barton. Wonderful job to all of our performers this year. Thank you to Will, Chloe, Mark, Alex, Barton, Carter. Thank you guys so much, especially you guys for coming out tonight. We're going to celebrate. You guys should celebrate with us. But thank you guys for voting, for coming, and supporting the Slant, supporting Stand Up. Mark is still up here. A round of applause for Mark. I don't know. All right. But yeah, it's over now. Go on. Do the things. Good night, everybody.